Hey guys, starting a new chapter today. Today we're talking about arithmetic sequences, or arithmetic, otherwise known as. Tomorrow we'll talk about geometric. Arithmetic sequences, all you really need to know is it is plus or minus. And really they're just patterns. Sequences are just patterns. So an arithmetic sequence, excuse me, is a pattern of numbers with a constant difference between consecutive terms. So let's break this down. A pattern means that it follows a pattern, right? You can see it. Numbers with a constant difference. This constant difference is really called a common difference. We'll talk about that in a minute. Between consecutive terms. Consecutive means right in a row, right? This is called, well, as I just said, a common difference. Think difference is subtract, right? But if you subtract a negative, well, minus a negative becomes a plus, right? So the common difference can be either positive or negative, okay? So, for instance, if I look here, is it an arithmetic sequence? 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. It is not constant. So this is just no. This is going plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Yes. And there's my common difference. Plus 6. If it's going down, it would be negative. Let's see here. This is plus 3 plus 2 plus 5. That'd be a no. This is minus 4, and yes, minus 4 again. So the answer is yes. And of course, negative 4 is my answer for that. Okay. Probably should have had you try a few of those instead of me just doing them, but you kind of see how easy that is. Let's get on to the formula. And the formula, A1 is a steak sauce. Yes, I realize that. But A1 is also the initial value. We've seen that before when we had y equals ab to the x and a was the initial value. Same kind of thing here, okay? N is the term number, okay? A sub n, so we've seen a to the nth power. When it's down here, it's called sub. So a sub n is the quote-unquote nth term, like the third term, the fourth term, and so on. If this was a sub 4, it'd be the fourth term, and so on. And d is our common difference. Okay, so whatever it goes up or down by. Okay, we're not really going to touch on this. We just don't have the time. What we're really going to do is use this. And look at all those things are there. The initial value goes first, plus n minus 1 times the common difference. And n minus 1 is often part of the formula. But if we know what n is, the term number, like here, when it says the 27th term, then we could just plug that in. So if I want to find the 27th term of this, I could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45. You get what I'm saying, all the way up to the 27th term. Or I can just plug this stuff into the formula. So a sub 1 is, well, again, the initial value, so that's 5, right? We've got n, well, it's telling us that's 27 because that's the term number. And then d, the common difference, well, that's something you have to determine. Well, that's plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. It has to be consistent. I'm not going to try and fool you and give you ones that are not. So the common difference here is a positive 5. So now if I just want to find the 27th term, I have a sub 27 equals a sub 1 plus n, which is 27 minus 1, times the common difference. I know those are the same numbers, so it looks like it always goes wherever, but that's how it works here. And you can just plug that in your calculator. This is, of course, 5 plus 26 times 5. 26 times 5 is 130, plus 5 is 135. Do I need you to do that? No, you can actually plug it just like into your calculator, or 5 plus 26 times 5. Don't add these two together before you add times by 5. PEMDAS tells you not to do that, but your calculator will do it for you in the right order if you write it. 135, okay? Maybe pause the video a second. Try B, C, and D. You see how I set it up by finding these values first, and then just plugging them in. Press pause, try through those problems. Alright, so a sub 27 is my first term 5 plus, again, this is all 27 minus 1 because they're all the 27th term, times the common difference here, which is minus 8. And so yes, you read it as a negative 8 there. Okay, plug it in, you get negative 203. We'll go a little faster here. A sub 27 for both of these is the first term, 2.4, sorry, plus 27 minus 1 times the common difference here, which is 0.9, right? It's going up by 0.9, 0.9, 0.9. And that you get 25.8. And here it would be negative 27 plus 27 minus 1 times a positive 4. And you would get 77 as your 27th term. Again, could I keep going here? Negative 11, negative 7, negative 3. I could do that 27 more times, but sure is a lot easier to use this formula. Okay? Alright, cool. So that's that. Let's go to the next page here. We're talking about something called the Arithmetic Mean. And that is exactly what you would think it is. It is taking two numbers, and it's the average, right? If you remember how to do that, we add terms, divide by number of terms. So for this one, of course, I would just add those two together, 194, and then divide it by 2. Really, again, this is 84 plus 110 divided by 2. If you plug it like that in your calculator, it will divide these first and then add 84 to it. It won't make any sense. But you could probably see that this is 97. And look what happens. It's plus 13. It's plus 13. The common difference is 13, and you can see it. So it should have that effect as you go through here. Maybe pause the video, go try B, C, and D. If we were in class, I would have made C a candy question because nobody ever gets it. People have the idea, but they don't really ever get it. For this one, of course, you would just add those together, and I would get 81, and I would divide it by 2 to get 40.5. And that's okay, because I would add 16.5, I would add 16.5 again, it works. For this one, again, you add them together and you divide by 2. So people want to say it's A6.5. It's not. It's as simple as writing add them together and divide by 2. That's it. That's the answer for that one. Keep an eye on that one, okay? You might see something like that. Alright, then the last one, again, if I add these two together, I get negative 14. Divided by 2, I get negative 7, which means minus 108 and minus 108. Sure enough, that's how it works, okay? Alright, so, excuse me. In the homework, they're going to give you a problem like this, and it's going to be in this format. It's going to look like this in the book. A sub n minus 1 equals 101. A sub n plus 1 equals negative 115, and it wants you to find a sub n. Look at what we just did here. It's the same as this. It would still be negative 7. Okay. So even though it's written in this format, and this is right in your homework, okay, I think it's from problems number 32 through 42 in your homework. Keep an eye on this problem and what I tried to show you. It's just doing the same thing. Okay. Don't let the verbiage annoy you. So kind of what I'm saying here is the term just before and, this would also be a candy question, is a sub n minus 1. So then the real easy, the term after would be a sub n plus 1. So the term in the middle here would be a sub n. So really, again, when it's in this format, it'll help you with that. Okay. Down at the bottom, just maybe have you try and without looking at the formula, see if you can do these 4 problems. Okay. Using the formula from the front side, try and see if you can remember how to do it. Pause it, try it. There's the formula. So here, to find again the 33rd term, a sub 33, and I would do the first term plus, well, in this case, 33 minus 1 is 32, right? Plus 32. It's like writing lines. It's always the same step. And then what is it going up by? Plus 6 all the way, so times 6. Minus 12 all the way, so times negative 12. Plus 2, it doesn't look like it, but it's going up. Plus 2. And in this case, plus 14. Okay, plug it all in, you get 192, negative 357, 57, and 459. Okay. Hopefully you could just do that. It's pretty easy. The assignment is down here. And I am going to post another video on geometric tomorrow. and then give you guys basically until Thursday to kind of work on that. And then I'll post a practice quiz Thursday and a quiz on Friday. It'll be very similar to what we've been doing so far, and probably pretty similar to what we're going to do going forward. So a couple days worth of work and a quiz, kind of how it's going to work. So work your way through some of these problems. I will post those problems along with these notes on Google Classroom. It'll be literally part of that attachment. You know what, while I got you here, I'm going to actually just go look at my post and double check that it does have the homework on it. Sorry, hang on a second. Yep, there's the notes, and the homework is attached to the bottom of these notes on Google Classroom. So do your thing, and we'll catch you tomorrow in the next video.